Uh, right. Ooh, we are live. Okay. So this is working. I don't know if I'm being heard right now. This is a. I'm actually just streaming on YouTube instead of my streaming service, so I don't know if this is going to be working or not. I don't even know if am I. Can I be heard? If that's the mute button. Okay. Hey, Nora. I don't know. Is anyone able to hear me? Am I coming through at all? I have no idea. I need to find out. Okay, Miss Painter, thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna run through this really quick because I was told that dinner's gonna be ready in about 20 minutes. So we got to get through all this information that I have for you all this list that I compiled. 10-4, 10-4, thank you very much. I basically wanted to talk about cults. And I don't know if I've ever been in a cult. I think I would have known, but psychology reports show that most people who are in cults don't even realize that they're in a cult. So I thought that was a little interesting there. And I came late because I needed to fix up my room. I got tired of looking at the blank walls. So I put, the shelves up and everything looks nice again. I need to remember to turn that candle off. But hey, how's everyone doing? I don't want to waste any more of your time. So let's just get into talking about cults here. I have my little notes here because it's important to have notes so you actually know what you're talking about. So there's a lot of tactics that people in cults use. And I'm wearing a cap. I'm in my pajamas because I didn't wake up until like 3:30, close to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I only got up to go get donuts and Dutch Bros. So I keep a DD everywhere. Do I have to pay $10 to join? No, it's 32 cents. But joking aside, because apparently people have been accusing me of bashing when I'm just speaking my own opinion. But you could go look at my comments and there's a lot of goodies, a lot of nuggets there. But okay, what are the tactics? What do cults use to basically draw people in? Because I mean, there's cults everywhere. There's religious cults. There's business cults. There's social gathering cults. There's uh, multi-level marketing. Like those pyramid things. Those are actually considered cults for the way they get you. Now, reports show that people with low self-esteem are most likely to be persuaded by the cult environment. And this is nothing against anyone who is in a cult, who may be part of a cult, who knows someone who is in a cult. It's just some information that I threw out there that might be able to help you and just inform you on. We're just having a nice discussion here, okay? There's no hate or anything like that. Hey, Denise, what's going on? Okay, look, but research shows in the past 2 decades, many people who have been recruited into cults have been, thrown into it, who have joined it, are people who have low self-esteem. And that the main reason why cults attack, or not attack, but they go after and they target people with low self-esteem is because they're easier to break down. It's easier to break these people down and then just build them back up to fit your ideologies, like what you want, your image, your status with them. So it's easier to break them down. Or they're already broken down, but it's easier to break them down further and then just teach them that this cult, this group is supportive. It's an environment. It's what you need. It's what you're looking for. It's a group that will never turn you away. And they just kind of just built the self esteem of these people. But it's kind of a drug because the people are now going to be dependent of it because they're going to feel that if I leave this cult, I'm not going to have this self confidence. I'm not going to have this safe environment. I'm not going to have this group of people anymore. Um, Important to know that new recruits, and this also works for recruits that are kind of on the fence of wanting to join and be a part of it, they're constantly love bombed. And we spoke about love bombing yesterday. Those who joined me while I was in the kitchen, they're constantly love bombed, and it's just a way to. This is another way to break down their self confidence. It's just by flattering them, complimenting them, kind of way just seducing their emotions to make them feel that this cult equals love. This group of individuals is comfort. This group of individuals accepts me. This is where I need to be. Like by just constantly being told, like, "Hey, we love you. Like I love you. I love you. I love you. You're amazing. You're great. We're such a powerful group with you here. We need you here. You're amazing." That's just kind of makes them feel like they need to be there. That makes them feel guilty if they ever decide to leave or even want to leave. Because when someone feels unworthy of love, it's real easy for them to fall for these false admirations associated with the love bombing. Uh, is the Illuminati a cult? Oh, I love talking about the Illuminati. I could get into that. Like the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and all those organizations. That's for another topic here. Interesting here is what I found out was over past 20 years of research into cults. They found that 70% of cult members are female. Nothing against females, okay? There's males there too. I mean, 70 isn't 100%, but 70% is more than 50%. If you know, you know. But um, it's only because women are more likely to attend social gatherings. They could be, social, religious, business, just any kind of gatherings, and that's how recruits are brought into cults with these social gatherings. Like it could be, a fun little what you think might be like a fun little meeting, but it's actually orchestrated by the cult. Like bring people in to where someone who is in a cult invites, their cousin, their high school friend, and that's how they're able to kind of get them in. It's also more likely that when women join a cult, it's because women tend to feel safe around other women. Uh, Women feel greater in numbers. I'm not bashing women or anything like that, but yeah, like it's kind of like a common trope now that you see like in movies and TV shows, or even I see it in real life that when a girl goes to the bathroom, she takes her friends with her, and they always go together in groups. Like women do feel safer in groups. So by inviting, women to these gatherings, making them feel that, hey, like we're best friends, that we should all be together. Let's join this group or come join this group that I'm in. Like it's real fun. We always have these gatherings and it's always like a good get together. That's kind of why women are recruited more often than men. Because I'm a dude. I don't like social gatherings. I don't go anywhere. They fear leaving. Hello, everyone. The Illuminati has buildings everywhere. The Illuminati is everywhere. Okay. This is a popular one that probably everyone has seen across famous cults and even local cults and stuff like this. Cults maintain their power by promoting an us versus them mentality. I've seen it in my comments when people are coming after me. It's always us. It's not, I don't like you. It's we don't like you, or you can't bring us down, or it's a lot of us. It's that whole team mentality, and that's very dangerous because as you have that kind of us mentality, you lose all your sense of individuality. Like you can't think for yourself because you're constantly thinking, "What is the group going to think?" or "What are we going to do for the group?" Paranoid state. We're getting there. You're like, don't beat me there, okay? Don't race me there. But by having this us versus them mentality, it's a way for the cult leaders to convince their followers that they need to stay together, that no one could leave the group, that it's better for the group to be together because that's how we're superior. And that also leads to cult members isolating themselves from friends and family that aren't within the cults and replacing relationships with new ones from inside the cults. Like uh, they'll cut off, like, their, let's say they cut off their mother or their sister from within the group. They're going to find someone to take that motherly role. They're going to find someone to take that sisterly role. And that just kind of strengthens the group and keeps them further isolated from real life. And yeah, it's like again, like, they'll convince them like, hey, you don't need those people. Like they're not really your friends because they're not part of us. But come over here and we got a friend for you. We got someone for you. We got someone um just as good or even better. That's here in the cult or here in the group, so you don't need to leave. You don't need to go anywhere. Okay. Um, Not all, but it's said that cult leaders are masters of mind control. And my biggest one that I think of is Jim Jones. He was a master of mind control and he convinced a lot of people to do a lot of bad things. And the way cult leaders use these mind games over their people that are in their groups, one is public humiliation. Once members are established to the group, cult leaders might maintain emotional control through various exercises meant to humiliate the person who might want to be leaving, or the one person who speaks against the group, or the one person who has a difference in opinions versus what the group has together. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock so I don't miss dinner. Um, Usually, when someone wants to leave the group, they will be brought in front of the entire group and be publicly humiliated in a way of showing them this is what's going to happen if you leave us. If you leave us, you're not going to have safety. You're not going to be safe because we're the only ones that can protect you. So if you leave us, we're going to come after you, and everyone out there is going to come after you as well. That kind of builds with what Isabel was saying with the paranoia. They instill a lot of paranoia within their members to keep them engaged with the group. One thing that Jim Jones would do a lot was he would encourage members. Okay, dinner's going to be a little bit delayed, so we can kind of slow it down. I don't have to be rushing here. But Jim Jones, what he would do is he would convince members to spy on each other. He would convince them to, he would convince them that there's some traitors in the group. So that just created a whole bunch of paranoia because no one knew who to trust anyone. No one was able to trust anyone, but they trusted the leader. They would all report to the leader saying like, "Oh, this person did this person said this," while the other people are coming and doing the same thing. So that's how he was able to keep control of the majority of the group because he basically turned them against each other, but and kept control, like kept total power. And that made people scared to speak to anybody. That made people scared to do anything out of the ordinary because it was going to get reported and they were going to be attacked for it. Another one is self-incrimination. That was a famous tactic also done by Jim Jones, where he would get he would have the people entering the group give personal information about themselves, and he would keep it. But if he ever needed to use it, he would use that information. He would use that information about their family members. He would use that information about their fears. That was a big thing with him, is using people's fears against them. He was practically Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow from Batman. But um, if some group that you're not really familiar with is there asking you, "Hey, give me your what's your social? What's your address? Where's your mom live? Where's where's your brother work?" That kind of information is very scary because it's basically, yeah, it's just them kind of ensuring that you're going to stick with them, because then people are going to be scared to want to leave because this powerful group, or this group of I don't know how many people, have a lot of information that they could use. They have a lot of uh, you basically supplied them with the ammunition to attack you in case they ever need to come after you. That's a pretty scary one. Also, brainwashing is very common in these cults. I can't remember the name of the cult for this one, but what they would do was they would constantly repeat the same lies over and over again, and it became to where the group members believed the lies, and it was difficult for them to distinguish between what's the truth and what's a lie because they were constantly being told the same information over and over and over again, so much so that they believed it to be true, even though it was the furthest thing from that. I want to say that was Jim Jones again, because he would do that on loudspeakers just to make sure that people were awake and hearing his lies, um, his view on things, and even while they were asleep, they were having to like listen to it. You get a gas card, everyone gets a gas card. Um, and this is probably like the last one, but like also like a really big one is that cult members have no idea that they're actually in a cult. Because a lot of them joined willingly. They felt that they had the power to, join the cult or join this group. I'm gonna call it a group. So they don't have any idea that they're actually being held there. Um, because when you're in a cult, and I've seen like a lot of movies and shows and stuff like this. When you're in a cult, when you're in it, everything seems fine. Everything seems safe. You have so much faith in the person leading it. You, to where people give all their money, they give all possessions away. People even sign over houses to like their houses to cult leaders because they have so much faith in this person. They believe this person is going to be, their saving grace. This person cares about them so much that they give everything to this individual. So they're not seeing themselves as them in a cult. They just see them as being part of a group to where they have, like-minded individuals. They have um what's going on here? Yeah, the lie is all about the reinforcement. But people won't say that they're in a cult. They'll never admit to it because a lot of people picture cults as, all those crazy, uh Heaven's Gate kind of, group. That they all wear the same outfits, the same shoes, and they drink the Kool-Aid and stuff like that. No, like a lot of cults nowadays want the cult to keep on going. They don't want it to end in like this mass killing themselves off, unaliving themselves. They don't want that because a lot of these cults use these individuals to kind of feed off like a succubus. Just oh, they fund me, they give me their house, they give me cars, so I have all these places to live wherever I want to go. A lot of them use like the group as farmers, so they take care of the food. A lot of them run errands. A lot of them do all these things. So it's the cult is basically just one big bully that's controlling all these other people just for their own personal gain. Usually in cults, it's one person, but lately there's been, a group, kind of like a council, kind of like a council to order these people around because it benefits the leaders. It doesn't benefit, anyone else because everyone else could get kicked to the side. That's fraud. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. It's 17 minutes. I was told I had 20 minutes. Um, yeah, that they live. I think I saw that one too, to where like they just live uh on like just a piece of land, and they're able to get water. They're able to grow their food there. They're able to live there to basically cut them off from anyone else who might convince them to leave. Like they don't want to lose numbers because the cult is only as strong as how many people are in it. It's not on how strong the leader is. It's not on how um strong they even believe they are. It's the numbers. If you start taking the numbers away, it doesn't matter what they think of themselves or what kind of message they're putting out there. They're not going to be like anything without their numbers. So that's why they try and cut as many people off from society. That's why they, convince them like, oh, your family and your friends don't care about you because look at how unhappy you were before us. And look how happy you are with us now. We're the ones you need. We're your safety blanket. We're the ones that are going to take care of you. Yeah, they get shelter, food, and things, but it's limited and it's controlled. Um, I can't really read my handwriting here because I was thinking about this the other day, so I was writing some notes before I forgot them. But concerning the us versus them, should cult members disagree with the group? They're unlikely to voice over. Okay, yeah. So if someone disagrees with the group, they're not really gonna speak out on it. They could like say it internally that like this isn't right. I know it's not right, but if I speak up, I'm going to be attacked. Or if I go somewhere else to, voice my opinion, they're all going to come after me. They're going to know where I'm at. They're going to know how to get a hold of me. And that's something that I think I've seen. They're unlikely to voice, man. I don't know why I, sound so much smarter on paper than when I talk. They're unlikely to voice over their fear out of fear of alienation. By taking control of vulnerable people in search of comfort and identity, they disable critical thinking and freeze emotional process to gain control over its members. This makes their members not only less logical, but prone to trauma. Uh, by them taking away your ability to, have your own individual thoughts or your own individual opinion, and they make the whole group share the opinion of whoever's in charge. Oh, okay, thank you. See, not using names, but someone just said that they're, watching my live, but uh, they can't comment, and that's okay because it's again fear of anyone coming after them or anything like that, and that's fine. Like, if you need to feel safe, that's cool. Like, I don't mind those who message me privately saying that, hey, I really liked what you said, or I was watching your live, I liked it, I'm sorry I couldn't comment, or I'm sorry that I kind of uh joined in on like the laughing about you when they attack me and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, it's all cool. Like, I understand it's a scary situation. It's the kind of situation to where you joined thinking like, hey, it's like a fun, social group, like we're having a good time, but then it just started escalating and escalating and escalating, and now it's turned into this huge thing. Oh, what's up, genius? I'm the dimwit, he's the genius. um yeah, I guess I'm just gonna end it. I want to go eat dinner, probably play video games with this genius over here. I just want to talk about cults. I have some other topics that I want to talk about. Maybe this coming weekend. I don't know. Might not even be here this weekend. Who knows what's going to happen? But hey, good night, everyone. We had a good one. It was nice, short, to the point. I don't need to keep you all here for an hour just, for 32 more cents. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something and gave you all something to talk about to somebody else. Remember, there's always people to reach out to if you are ever in a cult and want to leave. And I'll see you all later.